here as well. Mr. Burton, which person would you rather to go first?
Anderson's very quick. I've talked to Billy yesterday. We would be requesting the preliminary examination continue.
Okay, it's already set for next week at 2 o'clock.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Preliminary examination next Tuesday at 2 p.m. will be adjourned. Bond will remain as is. We'll be all set. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Benmark, Your Honor, will be waiving the preliminary examination.
Okay. Calling case of People State of Michigan versus Dawn Marie Benmark. This is file 20-1390 FY. Counsel, identify yourselves for the record.
Joseph Damon, on behalf of people, Your Honor.
Leland Burton for Dawn Benmark, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Amon, do the people waive their right to a preliminary examination?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Burton, it's your recommendation that your client waive the preliminary examination?
Yes, Your Honor.
May I address your client directly?
Certainly.
Ms. Benmark, good afternoon.
Hi, how are you, Judge?
Thank you. Your lawyer is recommending you waive the preliminary examination. Do you know what that means?
Yes, I do.
And your attorney is recommending that you follow his advice and waive that preliminary examination. Are you planning on doing that?
Yes, I am.
Okay. I'll make the waiver. Make the determination that the waiver has been made knowingly, understandingly, and voluntarily. The matter is bound over now to circuit court. Mr. Burton, is your client familiar with the charges, or do you need me to read the charges as a penalty?
Your Honor, she's familiar with the charges, the maximum possible distance. I would ask the court to enter a not guilty plea on her behalf and no objection to bond. But we're not going to object on this.
Okay. I'll enter a not guilty plea. Any issues regarding bond we need to address from the people's perspective?
No, Your Honor.
All right, bond will be continued. We'll be adjourned on this case. Mr. Burton, you ready to go on Mr. Escarino?
Oh, Your Honor. I got a Verizon notice that his phone was out of service, but I see that he's here.
Yes, so why don't we give you a moment to talk with him?
Thank you.
Mr. Escanero, first of all, can you hear us?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes. Your attorney wants to meet with you privately, so go ahead and join the meeting, and then once you see just him, then it's safe to talk privately.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you. I see Mr. Yoder's here. We'll call those two cases. This is the People State of Michigan versus Richard Yoder. There is a misdemeanor and a felony. The misdemeanor case is 210801ST, and the felony case 210764FY. Would the attorney for the prosecutor's office please identify himself?
Joseph Damon, on behalf of people, Your Honor.
Mr. Yoder, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
I understand the misdemeanor case, having no insurance is probably something you could represent yourself, but did you just, were you planning on hiring an attorney and you couldn't do it, or what are you doing?
I've been between jobs currently, and I don't have the funds to hire an attorney. And based on the last Zoom meeting court appearance I had, it was deemed that I made enough to not be approved for a court appointed attorney.
But you say now you're between jobs?
That is correct, sir.
So you're not employed right now?
I am doing work for a company I just started with that is a subcontractor doing roofs for DeShano, custom home building up in Gladwin. The work is not as steady as I had hoped currently, but it's hopefully picking up to be full-time employment.
But not what you were making the last time we talked?
No. Last time we had talked, I was working 40 plus hours a week, making good money, and now I'm working maybe 20 hours a week at a lower rate of pay.
All right. Well, I will appoint an attorney for you now because the facts and circumstances have changed. Are you willing to waive the timing of the preliminary examination so your lawyer has a chance to review the police report before having to try to do a hearing?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Amon, would you object if we change the preliminary examination to a probable cause conference?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Yoder, what we're going to do is you have a piece of paper right now that says August 3rd at 3:15. You have to be here in person. I'm I'm changing that. It's still August 3rd, still next Tuesday, but instead it'll be 1 o'clock, just like you're doing right now.
Got a Zoom meeting at 1 o'clock?
Same
Okay.
information, same Zoom number, everything exactly the same. We'll just have an attorney appointed to represent you at that time.
All right,
And
thank
then
you, sir.
and you have a misdemeanor case that we'll just put right on there at the same time.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Any issues regarding bond?
No, Your Honor.
All right, we'll continue out on bond, Mr. Yoder. We'll see you next Tuesday at 1 o'clock.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Your Honor, just for clarification, are you appointing the attorney for both cases or just the one?
Just the one.
Thank you.
Are you ready to proceed, Mr. Burton, on Escanero's case?
I am, Your Honor. He was very cooperative.
Calling case of People State of Michigan versus Brent James Escarino. I'm sorry about that. This is
Not a problem.
210736FY. Counsel, identify yourselves for the record.
Joseph Amon on behalf of people, Your Honor.
Leland Burton for Brent Escarino.
Today's time and date set for probable cause conference. Mr. Burton, have you had an opportunity to talk with your client regarding the preliminary examination, and do you have a recommendation for him?
Yes, Your Honor. He'll be waiving the prelim.
Mr. Amon, do the people waive their right to a preliminary examination?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Escarino, your attorney is recommending that you waive the preliminary examination, have the case go up to circuit court. Do you understand what a preliminary examination is?
Yes, Your Honor. We just went over that.
Your attorney is recommending you waive that. Are you planning on following his advice?
Yes, Your Honor.
The determination that the waiver has been knowingly, understandingly, and voluntarily. Matter is bound over to circuit court. The preliminary examination next Tuesday is canceled. Mr. Burton, is your client familiar with the charges and the maximum penalties, or you need me to read the information to him?
No, he's familiar, Your Honor. We'd waive the reading of the information. I'd ask the court to enter a not guilty plea, please.
All right, I will do that. Is there any reason we have to address bond, Mr. Amon?
No, Your Honor.
Any reason we have to address bond, Mr. Burton?
No, but I wish to give Mr. Escanaro some kudos. He's successfully completed rehabilitation since these events, and he's now 60 days sober. So not a lot of times that's nice and very, very good for him.
Good. Keep up the good work, Mr. Escarino.
I plan to. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. We'll be adjourned.
Thank you, Your
All
Honor.
right. That looks to be the 1 o'clock docket and the 2:15 docket. So we just have, Katrina, we have the arraignment of the two domestic violence charges at 2:30, and then the 3 o'clock plea or waiver.
That one, sir, they would like to talk to you beforehand, but we're anticipating a plea.
Okay. And then we have still the one set for 4 o'clock with Sherwood Bovee.
Yes, sir.
And that's just a probable cause conference.
That could be a misdemeanor too. Or a waiver.
All right. That
Or
sounds
maybe
good.
not a prelim.
All right.